The dawn does not wait for your permission. The storm does not ask if you are ready. The mountain does not move for your weakness. The river does not slow for your fatigue. The blossom falls whether you rise or not. Time is merciless. Before we step further, I must ask you directly. Will you rise when no one calls your name? Will you carry the weight when no eyes watch you? Hold that question in silence. It will not leave you. That is the first cut. The warrior who prepares for 10,000 battles is not preparing for applause, for recognition, or for the fleeting warmth of approval. He prepares because life is ruthless, because betrayal comes cloaked in the faces of friends, because storms strike without warning, and because the enemy within waits for the moment you grow soft. To prepare is not merely to sharpen your blade. It is to sharpen your soul until hesitation finds no grip upon you. The weapon in your hand is nothing without the weapon in your mind. And that weapon, forged in silence, polished in solitude, wielded through repetition without reward, will never betray you. Do not mistake preparation for ceremony. There is no glory in the cold morning when you rise before the sun. No audience in the dim hours when your breath condenses in the dark. No applause when you refuse the indulgence that every part of you craves. These invisible victories, these are the foundations that make a man unshakable. Ask yourself, who will you be when fatigue claws at your muscles, when your thoughts whisper compromise, when everything in you says, rest, quit, surrender? The warrior does not train for the day he feels strong. He trains for the day when strength is gone, when breath is short, when resolve is frayed. And still he moves, still he strikes, still he rises. Preparation is not an event. It is a creed etched into bone. It is not the hour before the battle. It is every hour that came before it. You do not rise to the occasion. You fall to your level of training. And if that level is hollow, then hollow is what you become. Most men prepare only for what they expect. They polish their armor for the visible enemy, yet fall to the unseen. They lift their sword for the rival they imagine, yet collapse when hunger gnaws at their belly, when loneliness carves through their nights, when betrayal cuts deeper than steel. But the warrior, he prepares not for one enemy, but for every enemy. Not for one storm, but for the endless storm. Not for the single blow, but for the 1,000 that follow. The 10,000 battles are not metaphors. They live in you daily. The battle of patience when time drags its feet. The battle of silence when the world mocks your solitude. The battle of discipline when comfort tempts you sweetly. The battle of faith when results remain hidden. And the greatest battle of all, the war within. Understand this. You cannot command your blade if you cannot command your thoughts. You cannot conquer the field if you are conquered by distraction. You cannot stand against the world if you cannot stand against yourself. That is why Musashi wrote, "Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help." He was not spitting at faith. He was cutting through illusion. No one is coming to save you. Not the gods, not fate, not chance. You stand or you fall by your own preparation. So what does this preparation look like? It looks like the man who trains when there is no battle. The man who bleeds in practice so that he bleeds less in war. The man who builds a body that endures hunger, a mind that embraces solitude, a spirit that carries weight without complaint. The man who does not wait for motivation, but forges discipline. The man who walks into the fire willingly, not for one trial, but for all of them. That man is not surprised when storms arrive. He nods. He knew this day would come. That man is not broken by betrayal. He tightens his grip. He expected it. That man is not destroyed by silence, by loneliness, by fatigue. He smiles because he has faced them all before, by choice, in training, in silence. when no one applauded. Now I turn to you again. Will you rise when no one calls your name? Will you carry the weight when no one is watching? Or will you wait until the test is upon you, unprepared, unarmed, undone? That is the opening cut. Do not answer with your lips, answer with your life. The preparation for 10,000 battles begins in these questions. Begins in the choices you make today, in the silence of your room, in the discipline of your body, in the refusal of your comforts. The warrior knows, if you cannot master yourself in stillness, you will break in the storm. If you cannot command your hand in peace, you will falter in chaos. If you cannot build the fire in silence, you will shiver when the winds howl. The question has been planted. Let it burn. Do not brush it aside. Because the 10,000 battles are already marching toward you, and the man who is not prepared is already defeated. There is a time to charge like the boar, unyielding, fearless, unwilling to retreat. There is a time to wait like the tiger, patient, silent, until the moment of the strike. There is a time to endure like the bear, heavy, unmoved by storms, surviving through the coldest winters. And there is a time to watch like the falcon, circling high, seeing what others cannot, choosing your moment with precision. The warrior who prepares for 10,000 battles must become all of these, not one. A single posture will not carry you through. A single weapon will not save you. A single instinct will not endure. You must be versatile. You must embody the boar, the tiger, the bear, and the falcon in turn, shifting as the moment demands, never chained to one mask. The weak man waits for the fight he prefers. The warrior trains for the fight he does not expect. One day, life will demand the charge of the boar, headlong, uncompromising, roaring into the fire. Another day, it will demand the patience of the tiger, stillness in the tall grass, waiting until every nerve screams, then striking once with finality. Yet another day will demand the endurance of the bear, carrying heavy burdens without complaint, weathering the storm that refuses to end. And many days will demand the clarity of the falcon, vision above distraction, choosing with precision where to descend. Ask yourself, which of these animals lives within you, and which have you abandoned? Pause. Do not answer quickly. This is the second cut. The blade is pressed to your spirit now. Stop and face it. What battle rages within you right now? What enemy waits in your silence? Is it fatigue? Is it doubt? Is it pride? Do not lie. A man who cannot name his enemy cannot kill it. Hold that thought. Face it. Grasp it before we move further. You see, every man thinks he is ready to fight like the tiger, to strike, to roar, to unleash his strength in a single violent act. But few train like the bear, enduring repetition, monotony, cold mornings, silent labor. Few are willing to descend into solitude, to hibernate in hardship, to rise from winters that kill the unprepared. Fewer still can move like the falcon, to detach from the ground, from noise, from immediacy, to rise above and see with clarity. Most are trapped in the mud of their own distractions, blind to the patterns unfolding around them. They rush like prey, unaware they are already hunted. And fewer than all dare to embody the boar, to charge without hesitation, to risk death rather than retreat, to show courage that borders on madness. The boar does not wait for certainty. He does not calculate. He commits. And sometimes that is the only way through, to throw yourself at the storm with nothing left behind you. The warrior is all of these. He trains in stillness like the tiger. He endures in silence like the bear. He sees from above like the falcon. And when the moment demands, he charges like the boar. Like the pine he stands through winter, like bamboo he bends but does not break. Like stone he remains long after the storm has passed. Do you? Or have you allowed yourself to cling only to what feels natural? Do you prepare only in the ways that flatter you? Then you are not ready. Then you are unfinished steel, strong in one place, brittle in another. Preparation for 10,000 battles means shaping yourself in every direction. The sword must cut, but it must also block. The spear must reach far, but it must also withstand weight. The bow must release with grace, but only after long tension. And you must train not only your strength, but your patience. Not only your patience, but your vision. Not only your vision, but your courage to charge. Life will demand them all, not once, not twice, but 10,000 times. The sword is not feared because of its steel. It is feared because of the man who holds it with clarity. The katana is not only a blade, it is discipline embodied. Forged by fire, folded by countless strikes, it carries the weight of repetition, the scars of refinement. The man who sharpens his thoughts as he sharpens his sword learns that hesitation dulls the edge long before rust does. To live like the katana is to remain sharp through constant use, to refuse the slow death of neglect, to be always ready to cut through illusion. Yet not all battles are fought in the distance of a sword's reach. The spear, the yari, teaches foresight. Unlike the sword, it thrives in distance. It requires patience, timing, anticipation. To wield the spear is to fight not only where you stand, but where your enemy is about to step. It is a weapon of vision, striking through space and through time. To live like the spear is to prepare before danger arrives, to pierce distraction with reach, to meet the unseen with readiness. Then there is the bow, the yumi, silent, demanding, merciless to the undisciplined. It teaches the art of restraint. To draw too early is failure. To hold too long is collapse. To master the bow is to master timing. Breath still, body calm, releasing without hesitation. To live like the bow is to hold tension without breaking, to know when to let go, to transform silence into deadly precision. Musashi mastered the path of two swords. This was his art, his signature, his way. But he did not blind himself to other weapons. He studied the spear, the bow, the staff, not to master them all equally, but to understand their rhythm, their timing, their reach. For the true strategist sees beyond preference. He prepares for whatever the battlefield places in his hands. The warrior of 10,000 battles must live beyond preference. The archer's silence, the spearman's endurance, the hunter's awareness, the ronin's detachment, each is a discipline carved into the flesh of survival. To neglect them is to neglect parts of yourself. The archer embodies patience. He gives hours of stillness for one release. His strength is not noise, but silence sharpened to a single point. The spearman embodies endurance, marching, carrying, holding the line when others falter. He is the backbone of an army, the hand that does not drop even when fatigue poisons the body. The hunter embodies instinct, reading trails invisible to others, noticing the movement of wind, the smallest sign, the hidden enemy. His vision is not trained in spectacle but in detail. The ronin embodies detachment. Cast off from lords, without banner or master, he walks alone. Where others wither in isolation, he finds freedom. Where others collapse without guidance, he stands unchained. Each is a weapon in human form, each a lesson you must carry. Do not imagine that one role will suffice. The sword may bring you honor in the duel, but the bow will save you at distance. The spear will hold when enemies press in. The hunter's eye will guide you where traps lie. The ronin's detachment will protect you when the world abandons you. A man who trains for one path only has already prepared for defeat. But do not mistake versatility for vanity. This is not display. This is not the shallow pursuit of many skills with no depth. Each weapon must cut into your being until it shapes your habits, your reflexes, your discipline. The sword must be clarity, the spear, foresight, the bow, patience, the hunter, instinct, the ronin, solitude. These are not choices, they are necessities. The path of the warrior is not one weapon, not one stance, not one beast. It is the blending of them all. To prepare for 10,000 battles is to weave these into your very blood until you no longer imitate them, you become them. Move with the clarity of the sword, cutting through illusion. Stand with the reach of the spear, striking where others cannot. Breathe with the silence of the bow, releasing only when the moment commands. Endure like the bear through winters of hardship. Strike like the tiger when patience can no longer wait. Charge like the boar when retreat is death. See like the falcon from above, unmoved by the noise below. Bend like bamboo, yielding without breaking. Root yourself like the pine, steady through storm and season. Be as stone, unshaken, indifferent to the winds that scream against it. This is the arsenal. This is the living forge. This is the warrior prepared not for one test, but for all. Do not wait for comfort to leave you. Strip it away yourself. Do not wait for betrayal to cut you. Anticipate its blade. Do not wait for storms to gather. Train beneath broken skies. Do not wait for life to demand of you what you have not practiced. Demand it of yourself first, because the 10,000 battles will come. They always come, not in the ways you expect, not in the places you predict, not in the forms you have rehearsed. They come disguised as delay, as doubt, as hunger, as despair, as loss, as isolation. They come when you are tired, when you are overlooked, when you are abandoned, when you are tempted to quit. They come when the blade is dull, when your grip is weak, when your mind is unguarded. And in that moment, you will not invent strength. You will reveal what you have already built. Musashi wrote in his final days, the Dokodo, the way of walking alone. These are not words for admiration. They are weapons. He lived them. He walked alone into caves, slept on the ground, ate sparingly, trained without witness. He forged himself in silence so that when the test arrived, his spirit was already unbreakable. That is what it means to prepare. So I ask you now, and this is the final cut. When the storm breaks, when the world turns its face from you, when betrayal wears the mask of a friend, when your body screams surrender, who will you be? Do not answer me. Do not answer with words. Answer with the shape of your life. Answer with the discipline of your days. Answer with the silence of your preparation. The boar does not explain his charge. The tiger does not announce his strike. The falcon does not speak as it descends. The bear does not boast of its endurance. They act, and in action they reveal their truth. So must you. Rise when no one calls your name. Endure when no one sees your labor. Strike when no one believes you can. Detach when no one walks beside you. Hold discipline when no one applauds you. Carry the burden when every part of you begs to drop it. Return to the forge when others run to comfort. Sharpen again and again and again. This is not preparation for one battle. It is readiness for 10,000. Stand where others stumble. Move when others freeze. Remain when others break. Breathe when others drown. Smile when others despair. Strength is not loud. It is silent. It is not sudden. It is forged daily. It is not given. It is earned. Let the world come with its storms and betrayals, its delays and distractions, its false promises and shallow comforts. Let it break itself against you. For you have already died 1,000 small deaths in training. You have already faced shadows in silence. You have already chosen discipline over indulgence, endurance over excuses, preparation over delay. The 10,000 battles will not break you. they will reveal you. And when that revelation comes, when chaos surrounds you, when fire consumes all certainty, you will not beg for mercy. You will not flinch. You will not run. You will stand. You will endure. You will rise. You will strike. You will remain. Because you have prepared. Because you have lived as the sword, the spear, the bow, the hunter, the ronin, the bear, the tiger, the boar, the falcon, the bamboo, the pine, and the stone. Because you did not wait. Because you did not soften. Because you walked the path that others feared. So when the silence falls after the storm, when the dust settles and the weak are scattered, you will still be there, breathing, grounded, unshaken. That is the reward of preparation. Not applause, not ease, not recognition, but peace. The peace that comes only to those who have bled for it, carried it, earned it. Prepare for 10,000 battles, and when the time comes, strike without hesitation. One life, one blade, no retreat.